So I want to start by thanking the CLC chapters, that's the Chapter Leadership Circle chapters, for partnering with Crew Network to provide, we have this series called the Chapter Leader Success Series, and it is a series of webinars that we put together to help the leaders of your chapters be successful. So thank you to the chapters that sponsor that. We really appreciate it. So to get started, for those of you who've never met me, I am Jenny Weisenbach. I am the Director of Chapter Services at Crew Network, and I'm really excited that you all are here and that we're gonna learn some new things today. So at this point, I will turn it over to Crew Network CEO, Wendy Mann.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Depending on where you are, it may still be morning. I am Wendy Mann, CEO of Crew Network. I have been on staff at Crew for almost 5 years now, which is quite unbelievable. And I'm so glad you're here today. And I encourage you to turn your cameras on, be fully engaged, because this is a job you have that's a gift, really. It's a great opportunity for you as you learn about what being a delegate is all about. And I know many of you, well, I shouldn't say many of you, some of you have perhaps performed the delegate services in the past. And this is required training, and there's a reason for that, because you need to know where you're going and what you're doing when you show up for your first meeting and event in February in Tampa. We don't want you to get lost in the shuffle or not really have an understanding of where you're supposed to be, when, and why. So please, 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 I know it's really easy to put your camera off and do things around you, but this is a really important training for us, because we, you know, I look at it like we want you to be successful as leaders. This is not about us. We can keep going any way we want. But for me, I look at you and think, this is your first opportunity in the global network to really shine. So take this seriously, learn what you're supposed to be doing. So show up, shine, and stand out. This is your opportunity. This is network leadership, is being fully present and demonstrating that executive presence through every meeting you attend. And it's a learning opportunity too. So our goal here today is to provide you information and insight and to help you be successful. And I take that very seriously, because leadership isn't, you know, giving someone the opportunity to be a delegate in any chapter is really a gift of getting exposed to a huge picture of what this organization has the power to do when we come together. So I wanted to just say hello and welcome. I'm going to talk about a few things here as we go on. First of all, I'd love to see a show of hands, but I can't see all your hands because we have the video up. But I would love if you would put in the chat, if you're new. Oh, there you all are. Hi. If you are you a first-time delegate? Anybody? Good. Oh, good. That's great to see you all. Well, welcome. Yeah, there you go, Susan. Thank you. Yeah, you can put it in the chat if you want as well. So if there are second years here, that they can greet and meet the newbies as well. This is really a great opportunity for all of you, and I'm excited to share with you both the value of being part of the global network, but also you're going to meet so many new people and build so many new relationships, which is, yes, part of what we're all doing. Jenny, you don't have to go back. I'll just talk through. So let's just get started, as Jenny's flipping me forward because she knows I'll talk a long time if we don't. So here we are. This is who we are. And I just want to explain, some of you who are new, Commercial Real Estate Women Network is you. It's us together. So you are us. Crew is, if you think about a big umbrella, we're the umbrella, but you all are all the spokes. All the chapters make up the network. So it's not like you're separate from us or we're separate from you. We are you, you are us. I just want to make sure everyone understands that. I don't know historically how it was explained, but there would not be a Crew network if there weren't Crew chapters. So we have to all work in concert together to be the powerful industry leader to make change for women. We were founded in '89 by a group of women who couldn't get a seat at the table and couldn't have a voice and get the big deals, which, by the way, very little has changed on that. I hope for some of you, it's way changed, but for many, it's not. And so we keep working towards that. And by bringing women together to do business, to build relationships, we know that we become more powerful when we support and collaborate with one another. So that is one of the most important things that the founding leaders thought was important. The exchange of information. If you're doing something really successful in your chapter, maybe that's something another chapter can borrow or steal. And by the way, that's flattery when they do. Developing additional business contacts, of course, I mentioned. And then really, I think during the pandemic, we've seen this more than any other time, but we've always been an organization about supporting one another, about building relationships and giving support to one another in times of need. And like I said, I think the pandemic has been one of those times when it's been needed more than ever. And you've all demonstrated how much that commitment meant to you by supporting one another, both in your chapter and across the network. So let's go on. If you can't be first, you be fast. I just want to reiterate our mission. And I don't know if all of you know what the mission of CREW is, but our mission is to transform the commercial real estate industry by advancing women globally. And I bring this up right now at this moment in time because some of you may know within your chapter experience and even through network that we have been focused very heavily on DEI the last probably 3 years. We started in 2019 in reality at the board level talking about this and what we need to do. But I want to just confirm for you, solidify that our mission is to advance women globally in real estate. We are not a DEI organization. We're not changing our mission, but the two go so closely together that how could we not, if we're advocating for women, make sure that we're advocating to make sure that there's great diversity and inclusion and equity and people feel like they belong in this organization as well as in our industry. So I want to make sure that you're clear. This is our mission. We will keep moving forward on the mission, but we'll also be incorporating DEI and being very cognizant of the fact that we want everyone to know that they belong with CREW. So thank you. And I will flip to the next slide. Our 4 mission strategic initiatives for our organization. This is why CREW Network exists. We are first and foremost a business network to give and get business across geographic areas, because as you know, maybe 30, 40 years ago, you did business predominantly, maybe just in your local region. But the great opportunity now is that, no matter where you are, if businesses want to come in, don't you want to be the first one that they find and meet? Or don't you want to be part of this network where you can hear about it first? And so the network isn't just about being in your local chapter, but it's leveraging everything across the network, because there's opportunity for businesses coming into your community as well as those that are already in your community. Second, leadership skills development. We want women to have skills professionally and on the leadership side, so that when those opportunities come along, you are poised and ready to take those and have the right skill sets and the right ability to move forward and achieve that promotion or the next job that you want. Industry research, we're the only organization that is benchmarking women in the industry and our status, as well as DEI. We have the first set of data points on that in our 2020 benchmark. In addition to that, our career outreach program. And I bring this up because this is really both part of foundation and network. But if we don't bring new talent and build that talent pipeline into for women into commercial real estate, we will become a dying breed, and we don't want that. So career outreach really is very, very important. So those are our 4 pillars. It makes it easy for you to remember 4 things. And I hope some of this is new to you. I hope some of it you already knew. But if we can go on, Jenny. Excuse me. 4 pillars of the CREW Network Foundation. I apologize for coughing in your face, but I've been fighting a cold all week, and I'm finally getting this much better. Of course, you know the college scholarships first and foremost. Again, that goes to talent pipeline, our industry research, UCREW and CREW careers. The foundation's work really is all about building the talent pipeline and making sure the industry recognizes where we are in terms of status for women in the business. So, excuse me. And one thing I wanted to mention to you, that if you didn't hear it at convention, we have made the decision, because the chapters have been very generous in supporting our fundraising efforts. So thank you very much. Because of that, our endowment has grown to the point where we can offer 30 scholarships for 2022, which is up from 25 last year. And believe it or not, when I started in 2017, we were only giving away 15 scholarships. So we've had significant growth in just the 5 years that I've been here, at least. And that's all due to you and your members. And I hope that you can share that and express that with them as you go on as a delegate and you learn more about your role. I wanted to talk a moment about being global. Crew Network is a global organization, and these data points are important. 12 countries, we have members now in 12 countries. We're in 75 plus markets, and we have 12,000 members, connections globally to benefit our membership. I've just got off a call with New Zealand 2 nights ago, and they have a group of women there that called me to ask me if they could affiliate with our organization. That is how strong Crew Network is in terms of global exposure. And we likely will be launching Crew France in 2022. So there's a lot of really good things happening globally for women in commercial real estate. And I'm so proud of the work we've been doing in that area. It's really coming forward. And good news for us here on the North American continent, Jenny's been working with a group of dedicated women in New Mexico to launch our first Mexico, to launch our first chapter in Mexico City. Sorry, New Mexico, we love you still. You're our first New Mexico. So those are our global stats, and we are working toward additional affiliates growth in the next 24 months. So yeah, we're very excited about the global outreach that's happening. So thank you, Janet. Oh, so one of the things you might have heard about Crew Network is that we love to network. And part of our goal here is, you know, the benefit to you as a delegate isn't just having this leadership role, but it's also to grow your own network. And so we're going to take a little break here, give you a chance to meet some people that you may not have met, or maybe rekindle relationships you already had. And I will let Jenny take it from there. What's going to happen, Jenny? Can you let the group know?
Sure. I'm going to send you all into breakout rooms. There's going to be about 4 of you in each room. You'll have about 2 minutes each to introduce yourself and share one business lead or need. And then after 10 minutes, we'll all come back here to continue. Sound good? All right. We'll see you back in 10. I think everyone is out of the breakout rooms.
So I just wanted to wrap up my portion, although you'll probably hear me talk a little bit later too. But there are a couple big initiatives that Crew is working on right now. If you haven't heard about them, I just wanted to bring them to your attention. We are continuing to work on the DEI aspect of the organization, and we'll continue providing training and resources to chapters. I think the most important thing to understand is that we approached this from a number of different areas. One was to get tools, resources, and training for the chapters. But we also, over the past 12 months, have been working on a governance review. So the board of Crew Network has been reviewing all of our policies and criteria and committee processes with a DEI lens. And we did a deep training with the board, and out of that has come some great recommendations, and really looking at ways to be more inclusive and ensure that there aren't barriers of participation for anyone. And so we still have a ways to go. We're not done. We'll be spending time on that again in 2022. But I wanted to let you know that our DEI initiatives continuing on in ways you may not always see. And the one thing I would just ask of chapters is really focusing on inclusion and belonging in the coming year. We are doing this listening tour, Barbie Reuter, the incoming president, and we've not had a lot of people who were invited show up for the sessions. So if you're interested in joining in on a listening tour, please reach out to me personally. We'll be setting a couple more up for December and probably January. And we are hoping that eventually we'll roll that out in 2022, a new feature called Voices at the Table, where it'll be on the same day, at the same time, once a quarter. And anyone who wants to join in and have a conversation around DEI can join us. For Crew right now, our big focus is belonging, because we want to make sure that anyone who comes through the door, anyone who joins a group or joins a meeting session, whatever it is, that they always feel welcome, and that we're doing the right thing, because you can't really be a leader in this community if you're not being welcoming and creating that sense of belonging. It's all of our responsibility every day to every person in the organization. So that's one piece. The other thing I wanted to mention and bring up, and again, if you have any questions, you can throw them in the chat box, or if you're interested in a listening tour session, shoot me an email privately and I will ensure you get invited to one. The other thing is I wanted to mention our CEO pledge. We launched at convention, which was very exciting. Since that time, we started with 17 CEOs. We are now up to almost 50 have signed on to the pledge. So if you haven't taken a look at the pledge page, please do so. We've provided materials to each of your chapters to get your chapter sponsors to sign on. So hopefully you'll be able to use those and we'll be able to drive that number bigger. And there are two parts that I think I get questioned about along is, what's our end goal here? Well, our end goal is for women to have equality within commercial real estate. So that means pay parity, opportunities at the senior executive level, all of those things we've talked about for so long. The second other piece of this is as we go along, once CEOs are signing on, we're going to give opportunities for them to share what they're doing, to validate their growth and development within their company on DEI, but also to get them to speak to that among our membership so that we're out there showing and demonstrating that action is actually taking place. So I wanted to mention those two initiatives to you. In addition, we've launched our crew councils, which are complementary to all the things you do at the local level, but at the global level. And we are hopefully going to be able to integrate more globally with so many of our new global members through that council opportunity. So I'll stop there, Jenny, and let you take up the next phase of this, which is the really important part. This is where you learn what you're going to be doing. So
I think it's all very important, Wendy, but thank you. So as a delegate, it's very, very important that you understand Crew Network, what we do, how we align with the chapters and the network. It's a dual benefit. So we are you, you are us. All of the organizations together form Crew Network. So it's huge. And as a delegate, you need to know how to articulate the value and the benefits you get from that dual membership experience. So we're going to do an exercise right now. Feel free to turn your cameras off for the next 5 minutes if you'd like, but I'm giving you 5 minutes for each of you to make a list of the 10 most valuable benefits of Crew Network membership. 10 most valuable benefits. Okay, let's go ahead and everyone come back. All right, so we've got our list of the 10 most valuable benefits of Crew Network membership. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you into new breakout rooms. And in your breakout rooms, you are going to share your ideas with one another. And as a group, I want you to come up with a way to articulate the 3 best ideas. So you'll work together to come up with a way to articulate the value for 3 different scenarios. Okay, so, and then one person in each room. Yes, Wendy?
I can wait for you. I just wanted to make sure everyone is invited to share and gets an opportunity to speak within your group and share their ideas, and then build consensus around the ones that are the best. So work together collaboratively and invite everybody in.
Yes. And one person in the room should be assigned the job to write as the scribe and document them. And if you can email them to me, right when you're done, that would be awesome. So I can maybe share with you at the end. But whoever does the documenting, you're going to email them to me at some point, hopefully in the moment. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and send you all into breakout rooms. You're going to develop 3 ways to articulate the value of Crew membership, and then you're going to email those 3 ideas to me. My email address is jennyw@crewnetwork.org. Okay, here we go. Here is everyone again. All right. Because communication is the most critical part of your job as an ambassador for an advocate for Crew Network to your chapters, This is really important. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Does anyone, I'll take two volunteers. Does anyone want to share one of the lines that you came up with?
Oh,
I will. This is Lexi Moriarty.
oh, Lexi.
Hey, how are you, Barbara? Nice to see you. Our first one was deal making.
That's good.
Okay. Does anyone
Make
else?
those deals, Lexi.
Can I say the three? Ours were deal making, benchmark research, and the resources obtained from connections and networking.
Awesome. All right. Does anyone else want to share?
I can share one.
Thank you, Stacia.
Yep. So we put exposure to role models in all aspects of CRE who are also in pursuit of excellence.
That is very good. That is very good. So thank you all for participating in that. And I'm seeing my emails go up right now. So once this is all done, I'm going to compile all of them and send it out for you all as a resource so that you have these talking points about the value, and so that you can develop your script and you just learn how to articulate it better and better. All right. So let me share my screen again. And we're going to move on to the actual duties of being a delegate. So I want you to briefly read through this list. And if you can think of one or two words that hit you or summarizes this role, please put it in the chat. I want to see if anyone can summarize this really well. Strategic, national governance, governance of the organization, Robert's Rule for Crew Network, advisors to Crew Board. Very good, very good. Crew Congress. All right. Okay, these are all great words. Keep them coming. Now let's talk about how we can effectively perform these tasks. So the first one, number one, I'm just going to go through them all. Number one's accomplished by attending and participating in Crew Network's leadership summits. The Council of Delegates meeting, it's more commonly referred to as the council meeting, but that's the part of the governance that you make up. That's one piece of the leadership summit events. Delegates are required to vote on the business matters of Crew Network. That's noted in numbers 2 through 7, because you are part of that governing body. On that same note, the leadership summits are meetings with a concentrated group of fellow leaders. It's where you'll have the best opportunity to get to know your fellow delegates, which will help you know more about the candidates for future leadership. It's also where you'll have the best opportunity to collaborate with delegates serving in different markets and with industry colleagues to share business needs and leads. So very important for you to attend and participate the delegate meetings. All right, let's look at number 8. Communicating information from the Crew Network to chapter. This is communication to leaders and members. You are an ambassador for Crew Network to your chapter. Ask for a platform at your board meetings, and ask for a few minutes at the beginning of chapter events to highlight 1 or 2 things that are going on at Crew Network. After each leadership summit, you will receive post-summit bullets with some of the highlights. So you'll have something to start with, but also You're participating in the leadership summits. You're participating, so you should have some things to share. Also, read Crew Network emails. This will help with number 7 and 8. And I realize Crew Network sends a lot of emails. Oh no, Janet, I am just sharing the duties here. Crew Network does send a lot of emails, but part of our digital strategy is a more customized experience. So members should begin to receive fewer emails that are more specific to them. But as a delegate, you are going to continue to receive a lot of emails. Your role is to absorb this information and share and encourage members to participate. Encourage your chapter leaders to incorporate Crew Network information in your local emails. Encourage them to hold Crew Network webinars as chapter events and then host a discussion afterwards. There's some great ways to utilize the resources that Crew Network provides. Also, number 8, explore the tools that Crew Network makes available to chapter leaders. We talk about them. I have trainings that I offer as part of this Chapter Leader Success Series. But I know that you, as a delegate, are probably going to get asked for these tools before people come to me. So familiarize yourself with chapter management, with the CrewBiz Resource Center, or put them in touch with me. I'm always happy to help. And that segues into reach out to me, leverage me for chapter operations. I can help with governance. I'm actually reviewing Crew Charlotte's bylaws right now. I can help with leadership, strategic planning. You can give me a call if you have questions about just brainstorming ideas, brainstorming ways. I met with Crew Orange County last week, or maybe it was earlier this week, just to talk about some program ideas and to straighten out a couple of questions they had about membership. So I am a resource for you. We also started having chapter to chapter chats last year. These we have them every other month. And the chapter president is made aware of the dates and times and the registration links. So if you are the chapter president, make sure that you share that information with fellow leaders that you want to attend those meetings. If you aren't the chapter president, ask your chapter president for information about them. What they are is they're an opportunity for leaders of similar sized chapters to talk about whatever topics are important at the time. We've done a lot of discussion about programs and coming back to in-person. We've talked a lot about nominating committees and strategic plans, and it is completely driven by the participants. So bring your questions and let's talk with your colleagues. So lastly, we are going to talk a little bit about the board liaisons. So if you are not familiar with what the board liaisons are, each chapter is assigned a director of Crew Network's global board to be an ambassador for their chapter to Crew Network, or from their chapter to Crew Network. So every board member is assigned from 7 to 10 chapters. So we've kind of grouped them. Most of them are kind of grouped in a geographical bunch, but you have that direct line to a global board member to help. I am here for operations. Reach out to them if you want to discuss other things. The ambassador needs to bring back the networking information to your chapter. Board members, your liaison will visit your chapter every 2 years. So make sure your chapter leaders are scheduling an opportunity for that liaison to meet with the members and talk to your members. And then also, maybe you can make an opportunity for them to talk with your board. Starting in 2022, Crew Network is providing a community on CrewBiz for each liaison group. That's where we will send that, or the board liaison will send that post summary or post summit summary of the key initiatives. So you'll want to make sure you're receiving that information and looking for that information. It's also an opportunity and a venue for you to communicate with your group. And also at leadership summits, there will be a specific time, and they're called leadership meetings, where you will meet with your board liaison and the fellow delegates from the chapters that board member is representing. And then you'll also, for I think it's the winter and the spring summits, there's typically a dine around afterwards for that same group. So you can get to know one another and you can share successes, failures. You can just share your leadership roles. So I'm going to slowly scroll through the the list of who the board members are and the chapters that they work with. Wendy, did you want to hop in?
Yeah, I'm going to narrate the slide roll. A couple things I just wanted to mention. I know you're thinking, you're seeing who your liaisons are. They will reach out to you as delegates in December. So just be on the lookout for an email from your board liaison. And also, I would encourage you, if your board liaison reaches out to you to ask to visit, you only get a visit once every 2 years. So make sure that you make time, and the chapter makes time. It's been difficult the last 2 years for sure, because there haven't been in person, and chapters have been really just trying to hold things together and keep their members together. So we get that. But going forward, please make sure you make time for that visit and look out for the email. And then I have to look at my notes without my glasses. The two things that the ambassadors will give to you are the summit meetings for sure, but we encourage them also, if your chapter group is interested, to have a monthly call. And that is specifically for your benefit, to share with one another, get to know. It's all of the value things we talk about. Building your network, sharing and exchanging ideas about what your chapter's doing, or things that have been a challenge that maybe you can help one another with. So that's really up to the group. We tell the board liaisons, make sure you offer, even if it's bi-monthly, to have a call, respond to the emails I talked about. And those visits really are important from an ambassador side, both for them to understand how the chapter is and where things stand, and also for them to share with you what's happening at Crew Network and share with the members. So it's just a really good, probably the best I've seen in my career of ways to keep the organization connected. And that's really what it's all about, is making sure that we stay connected with one another and we understand what the chapters need, where they're at, and you understand what's happening at Crew. We don't want chapter leadership to be, or the members to be, surprised by things that we're doing and that they hear about. It's great if you as a delegate can make sure you're sharing that. So we keep working at it every year. We try to make it better and better for you all, for us, to make sure we're all working together. It's this whole idea of you are us, we are you. We just want to make sure we are significantly connected and that we support and help the whole network grow. And you grow as leaders as well. So thank you. Thank you for taking on this responsibility. And it is, in fact, a responsibility and a great opportunity.
All right. Well, let me pause right there. Does anyone have questions about the board liaison assignments or the role? Anyone? No?
You're all feeling pretty good right now, because you know why? You're so well informed in this moment, right? Feeling good. This is going to be a great opportunity. And I see all your smiles, and I know some of those smiles, some of you have been around the block on this before, but just think how much more you know. And I would encourage you, for first year delegates, to make sure that you share with them too. So if you know someone who said they were first year, or within your group you find someone, be sure to support them and help them become as good as you are. And one of the other things I'm going to say right now, which Jenny will laugh at, but some of you won't, is, we've seen over the past years before pandemic that, the summits are a place where we go to learn and grow together and connect. And, there have been moments, and I'm not going to name names, I'm not saying who anything, is that sometimes delegates will skip out of some parts of the meeting. And I just encourage you to take this role and responsibility seriously. And when we get plenty of time at the breaks and in the evenings to go out and enjoy the city we're in, because we know that's important to you all. And the chapters actually have also been great about throwing certain events at the end of the summit. So stay in the sessions, learn everything you can, and become that polished professional that we're really trying to give you this opportunity to do as a delegate. So I hope you see the value in it. And we try really hard to make all of the things that we're teaching at summits compelling. So I just encourage you, take the role seriously. And you know what we say, and I know you must say this at the local level too, you get as much out of it as you put into it. So when you leave halfway through a session, you miss out and you don't get as much out of it. So please be present, please be responsible and accountable to the chapter who's supporting you to be there. Now, are y'all smiling still? No. It's not about any of you. I'm just saying about the people who've done that in the past.
And on that note, Wendy said, share your knowledge with first-time delegates. Also, in person, when we're in Tampa, make sure that you connect with them. Talk with one another. Don't just sit with the same person from your chapter that you always sit with. Make some new friends. That's part of what this whole experience is about, is to grow your network. So make sure you take advantage of that, and also make sure everyone feels included and welcomed. So, okay, let me go ahead and share. This might be my last slide. And this is I just want to talk a minute about how the roles of the global network and your chapter are slightly different, but they are completely complementary to one another. There is dual value in membership in Crew. So it's important to communicate the value of both the local membership and the global membership. Examples: members look to your chapter for local industry information. Crew Network provides industry trends, global market updates. Crew Network provides the relationship beyond your local market. Members look to your chapter for opportunities to hone leadership skills by serving on and then leading local committees. Crew provides tons and tons of resources to assist your local leaders in succeeding in those roles. We also provide professional development training to further develop those leadership skills. Crew Network offers some opportunities to serve, but we have a much larger member pool to pull from. So think about it. Together, we are training the future leaders in the commercial real estate industry. So that's really, really important. Members look to your local chapter for the opportunity to network with others in the local community on a regular basis. The global membership through Crew Network provides the opportunity to connect with similarly qualified commercial real estate professionals from around the globe. They can use the CrewBiz Open Forum to ask for ideas from colleagues in different markets, or to connect maybe with non-competitors for collaboration on something. The Open Forum just allows a member to respond to an inquiry from anyone, anywhere about how they are handling maybe a leasing issue. They've come up with a great way to handle specific legal issues. Go ahead and share that information on the Open Forum.
Jenny?
Yes.
One thing I wanted to add about the networking, I've heard since I've been on board at Crew that a lot of folks feel like the networking and meeting people globally isn't as important to them because they do business locally. But, companies from outside your market are looking to come into your market. And I think Dallas this past year has been a great example of that. And wouldn't it be helpful if you already knew someone that had a client that wants to come into your market and they can call you? And so as you think about how you educate and share the value of Crew, one of the best things that I think is, I don't know why, a well-kept secret in some ways, is the value of participating and engaging in the online platform CrewBiz, or in attending and building your network personally in meetings or through committees, is because you want to be the one that they know and think of when an opportunity comes into the market, as well as exists within your own market. So think about that, and think, Tara Pirko always used to say, land is local, but business is global. And I repeat that because I think it's so true that there could be opportunities that are coming into your market that you wouldn't know about otherwise if you didn't have that contact somewhere else in the Crew network.
Well, that was actually my next example. So, but Linda, you said it so much better than I do. So just, you get out of membership what you put into it. So members need to engage, and part of your role as a delegate is to tell them why it's so valuable to get involved. So my last slide here is the 5 things that are required for delegates. So number 1, make sure you represent your chapter. Attend the meetings, participate in the meetings. Number 2, communicate to educate about Crew Network. And this is what our activity was, and I will share all the compiled articulated value messages to everyone. Number 3 is to promote our organization as a global business network and articulate the value. Oh, I kind of merged those two. But they are very connected. Make sure you communicate to the members and leaders about Crew Network, and you make sure you know how to articulate the value.
And I will share with you the last 2. Number 4, you're a role model, and you need to model the behavior that others are looking to you for. I mean, think about it as a delegate. That's a special leadership role within your organization. Others will look to you, and you want to be able to make sure that you're modeling what you want your members in your chapter to model as well. So when you participate in Crew Biz and you tag someone and ask them to join the conversation, or if you download the app, those are the kinds of behaviors that you can model within your chapter and speak about that will go a long way in increasing the understanding about our collaborative and complementary value to each and every member. And then number 5 is accountability, a little bit of what I was talking about before. As a delegate, you're representing your chapter, and you have a responsibility to the network, to the chapter, and really to your members to do all of those preceding things we talked about. So I'm excited that each of you has accepted this role, and I think you can get the most out of it by being engaged and participating and connecting with one another. And we, as you know, are always here for you, and we are always available to assist in any way and answer any questions. Jenny is the guru of all things policy, procedures, operational, and chapter related. So I'm going to say she's the one I would go to first if I had a question. So it's great to see you all. I can't wait to be in person in Tampa, and I hope that each of you will be able to make it there and participate and engage. Very much looking forward to that. And again, as a reminder, if you have not been invited or able to attend one of the listening sessions, happy to invite you. Just shoot me an email. Jenny, anything else do you want to cover?
Looking at the numbers, I know we did not have all delegates on this training. So if you know that your fellow delegate in your chapter was not here, please make sure that they watch the training. I'm going to go ahead and send it out, the recording, to everyone. The people that are not here, once they watch it, please have them email me. I will tell them that, but please encourage them. We want this is a required training so that everyone knows what you are supposed to be doing and what's expected. So
I think I would add to that. We used to do this training in person in February, but we felt it was too late because then you were showing up on site without really knowing what you were supposed to do. But since we've moved it to digital, we feel like it should be easier to participate, but some people don't take it as seriously. So don't make me put this back at the summit, because I don't want to. I want to use that time for programming that's going to help you. By taking this out of summit, we were able to offer more in terms of content. So please, we're just trying to get everyone to take this seriously. So make sure if your partner in crime did not watch, that they do watch, and we're going to start making sure that's an accountability piece for every delegate, for your good, for your own good, but as well as for us. So I say it with all, good heartfelt wishes that we all make this an important part of our success.
And on that note, Leadership Summit registration opened yesterday. So jump on to register and make sure you sign up as a delegate. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Look forward to seeing you all. Great job, Jenny. Thank you.